Hello and welcome. This is the Crouching Aussie, and we're doing something different today. We're not playing a strategy game, we're playing Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. Someone just recorded it, someone just gifted it to me for Christmas. Turn the brightness up a little bit. Yep, you can click some analytics, I'm fine with that. Just a big fan of the first Ghost Warrior Contract, which takes place in Siberia, if I remember correctly. This one takes place in some desert country. We'll drop the music down, drop the effects down, leave the dial up there. Yep. Yep. Mouse. Bullet cam. Yes. Full goal. Yep. Okay. Let's start a new game.
Greetings, Raven. Thank you for accepting this commission, and welcome to Kuamar. For the past 20 years, it has been controlled by two people, President Omar al-Bakr and his wife, Bibi Rashida. Their regime is both cruel and brutal, but we saw no reason to interfere, till now. We have actionable intel Kuamar is planning an offensive against a neighboring state. A war here is unacceptable. It will disrupt the whole region, inflating global oil prices. The conflict was triggered by the assassination of President al-Bakr. His wife has taken power, but her grip is weak. Some within her government resent both her gender and Western education. However, she's supported by a close network of warlords. They provide troops and weaponry to Rashida, reinforcing her control and preventing open revolt. The regime is financed by the hacker and crypto-anarchist, Lars Hellstrom. Wanted by multiple agencies, he threatens governments, rigs elections, and holds corporations to ransom. Together, they are the masterminds behind this offensive. We need you to shut them all down. We also have a friendly in country, Taj Tahir, a journalist and the son of one of Rashida's few political opponents. He disappeared after being arrested on espionage charges. Find him. Kuamar's terrain is both arid and mountainous, so getting close to a target may not be possible. We know you're a long shot specialist, so this shouldn't be a problem. Your new gear should help, especially the prototype Visor. It has an enhanced battlefield display and a direct comms link to me. Rashida and her allies cannot be allowed to ignite the region. Her war must be stopped. I'll be in touch.
So, for those of you not familiar with the Sniper Ghost Warrior series, it's a series of sniper games, and a couple of years ago they started a new series called the Contracts series. So in the first Contracts, let's turn that music down a little bit. There we go. So in the first Contracts game, you're in Siberia, and you're working for this mysterious group, and they've tasked you with hunting down these leaders of a newly independent Siberian nation, and they ask you to take them out. It's always kind of shady in terms of like this group. You're not really sure if they're doing this for the right reasons or not. They claim not to be a government, but they're very Illuminati-ish. But at the same time, they don't seem to be as bad as the people they've got you hunting down. So far with Contracts 2, looks like we're working for the same group, but we're a different assassin this time. Or a different sniper this time. There is a skill tree. I'm probably going to go the stealth tree. Yes, because it looks like this one you can also get like soldier skills where you're just tougher and you can get into big firefights, or you can get like infiltrator skills where you are harder to detect and you move around the map more easily. Knife skills, chain killing, drone stuff, equipment and gadgets. Have no skill points. That's just all the tutorial stuff, stats. Okay, regions. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maps. On this one's the tutorial map. Challenges. Shoot 4 targets is the challenge. So each map has a series of set objectives to complete in order to win the map. And the objectives are things like assassinate targets, which is, there's always at least one assassinate objective, but there's collect data or hack something. And then there's a series of challenges. You normally have to play each map multiple times to complete all the challenges. Just for example, in the first Contracts game, there's one map where one challenge is to assassinate one of the targets from, is it like over 500 meters, or maybe it's a kilometer away? Yet one of the other challenges on the map is to only kill people with the knife, including the targets. So you can't actually complete both challenges in the same run. You've got to complete them in separate attempts. Was very challenging to do the knife run because you couldn't use the sniper rifle at all. So let's start the tutorial. Okay. Gonna go veteran sniper. Don't like the red dot helper, which is a common feature of sniper games where if you hold your breath, it gives you like a little red dot which tells you exactly where the bullet's gonna go. I'm a big fan of that. Not gonna play Deadeye because I do like having the HUD, especially on the first time.
How's the heat there, Raven? It's time to get familiar with your weapons and gear. The tactical visor we supplied provides a live feed from your scope. It's equipped with an advanced combat display. You'll be able to scan terrain as well as tag and track hostiles. We've also given you some extra tools. We'd prefer it if you didn't break them. I'll run through their features on our live fire range. Once you're happy, we can move on to the mission itself.
Okay, let's go.
Approaching the LC! You can disembark!
We're going to turn the sound effects down just a little bit.
Taking off!
We need to calibrate the mask's display to your biometrics. There's a training rifle ahead by the OP. Pick it up and let's begin.
Roger that, Control.
Okay, pick up the sniper rifle. There we go.
Take a prone position, switch on your binocular display to enable hostile tags. Tag the target straight ahead. You're 12 o'clock. Tagging hostiles will give you their range and keep track of their movements. Your scope also allows you to measure range to targets. The upper left quadrant in your scope is a rangefinder. The target's height on that scale indicates their distance from you. It'll change according to your zoom ratio. Focus on your breathing. Splash this target. Aim for the head.
Wait, what? Let me just read. You can but sometimes it's easy to do the scopes have a fixed scale. Yeah, that's right. Ah. Okay. So not familiar with that bit. So right, so you do something like that and you can go, the guy's like 200 meters tall, and then you can adjust, shoot the target. The little line you see dropping down the reticle, that's the trajectory of the bullet. So, for example, he's 172. 172 is around about there.
Hit. Go for the next one. Next target, you're 12, 300 meters. I know you're used to doing the maths for range, wind speed and direction in your head, but we've saved you some time. Adjust for range and use the bullet drop curve to line the shot up.
So he's 300.
Check
so
the distance and wind direction. Go for a headshot.
the numbers on the right hand side of the scope, you can see them changing right now. That's the range the scope is set to. So if I set it to 300, that means the horizontal line on the scope at the moment, that is where the bullet will that's where the 300 mark is. So he's 295, It's got it set to 300, so we'll actually aim just below the head. Like that.
Good.
Get that shot.
Raven, find your next target.
Where is it? Over
Adjusting
here.
your scope to target's range will improve accuracy. I've marked the distance for you.
400.
Set your scope elevation to 400. By calibrating your scope properly, you won't have to manually adjust your aim up or down to Good. Splash 4 more now. There's plenty of ammo. Restock or reload when you need it. I know you're a marksman, but use your binoculars to tag hostiles before taking the shot. It'll give you distance to target to zero your scope.
Oh yeah, it's T. Binoculars. I always try B in most games with binoculars first. Just quickly mark everyone. I think around about there. Oh, just missed.
Excellent. First target down.
Center of the chest. 582. I think is right there. That looked like it was a hit.
2 more to go.
Lower. Yeah. Let's try to get some of these moving totes.
Not bad. 1 more to go.
Of course, the further they are, the more you have to lead them. That was a hit.
Your scope is zeroed now. We can move on to the next stage of familiarization. Head to the door behind you.
The door.
Move through the door to the next area. We have some additional kit to familiarize yourself with.
Falcon drone.
First up, Falcon drone. Pick it up.
No, you don't have to.
Select it
drone
from your
this
inventory.
time. Hold. It is
Now launch it.
selected.
The Falcon can see when you can't. There are 2 enemies behind that metal wall ahead. Locate and tag them with the drone. It has a limited battery life, but will recharge when holstered.
Call it back. The drone can hack CCTV boxes. We're looking into possible upgrades later. There's a CCTV access point in the building below. Send the drone in and hack it.
That interference is caused
By a jamming tower. You're likely to encounter more of them during your missions. They're heavily armored, so don't try to destroy them. Just keep the drone out of their jamming range. Your mask's HUD will indicate when you're close to one. Thankfully, their heavy armor does limit signal range.
Use the drone to find an alternate route to the CCTV box.
Handy for them to just open the window.
Hacking one access point gives you control of all the cameras connected to it. It also prevents them detecting your presence afterwards. Try switching between different cameras. Any hostiles you spot on camera will be tagged in your HUD too. That's handy.
Hey, that's the mask you get in the first game. Neat.
You're up to speed on the drone now.
There's another piece of kit on the table. Have a look.
Oh, the right sniper rifle. I loved this in the first game.
These auto turrets sync with your HUD. You still need to mark hostiles for the turret manually, but it can then fire at your command.
So, put down the sniper turret. It wants me to put it over here.
Once placed, you set it up via your mask's binoc. Focus on the hostiles you tag with the drone. Then you need to mark them for your turret. Remember, turret marking is separate from your binocular tagging. Once marked, you can execute the fire command anytime. You're done with gear familiarization. One thing I should mention, you can use the turret's inbuilt camera for overwatch, or use it to execute simultaneous shots, if needs be. Also, the turrets are under constant development. We may be able to upgrade them later. That's all the new gear covered. We have a spot set up to test special ammo too. Or you can head straight out. There's a truck waiting in the back.
Yeah. So at least in the first game, the turret was so helpful and you needed it to clear some areas, and you, as you mentioned, you do simultaneous shots where you shoot the guy on the left while the turret takes the guy out on the right. As well as just some combat situations, you pop the turret down and use it to distract the enemy. And you can get upgrades where the turret's like more accurate, and it's got silencer, but it takes really long time to fire between shots, or you get upgrades where it's really quick and it's really good to help you out in combat situations, but it's unsilenced. Not as accurate, things like that. Definitely going to be using it a lot in this playthrough. But yeah, one of the reasons I'm not playing with the HUD disabled is because when you do play with the HUD disabled, and the Sniper Ghost Warrior games aren't the only ones for this, the Sniper Elite games are very similar, a couple other stealth games where you can disable the HUD. It makes like the tagging system pointless. You can't use it. I mean, it works when you're looking through the binoculars to get the range distance, but as soon as you go away, you lose the tag. So it's kind of like pointless to buy tagging gear or upgrade it. Let's start with this stuff. Special one. Oh, that's weapon management. So let's start with explosive bullets. See what happens. Explosive bullets to hit multiple targets. Detonate on impact. How far away? That's 200 meters. Which is around there. Neat. And I assume armor-piercing bullet is just straight through. Yeah, penetrate objects better. Use the binoculars just to get the range. So we're looking at about 170. Shoot down low to kind of demonstrate penetration. Some of those materials you wouldn't actually need them using. Like the fabric, you could probably shoot through just fine. Same thing with the wood. Okay, let's have a look. We got agile bullets. What are agile bullets? Oh yeah. I think these had a different name in the previous game. You shoot and you shoot them and they land exactly where you're aiming. No compensation necessary. Essentially cheat bullets. And you should not be messing with them. They're not as OP as in one of the Ghost Recon games. You had a type of bullet, I think it was like tac ammo, where it was for the sniper rifle and it would lock onto enemies, and as long as they were kind of within probably about 50% of the scope's field of view, you'd hit them no matter what. It didn't even have to be like, you could say that camera is the target, you could aim there and you'd hit them, or there and you'd hit them, or there, as long as they were in the scope's view. How close do you have to hit people? Not that close. I'll keep that in mind. Luring bullets. These are pretty self-explanatory. As you hit them, but they just distract people. You can use it if you don't have armor-piercing bullets. For example, you'd like shoot there, the luring bullet, get them to walk out, shoot them. Self-explanatory. That's the exit. Is there anything else to do here? No, there's not. Loadout tab. Soldier tab. Heavy sniper rifles are loud but can deliver a powerful bullet any distance, which makes them good for long shots. Spend credits which we earn during combat. Development, which is for skills. It wants us to buy augmented eyesight, thermal vision. Example of variants, you can buy both skills, but you can only activate one at a time. Yes, which is something to keep in mind. Skills aren't permanent, you can toggle them on and off. Well, you can't toggle them off when they're in this, but on the branches, you don't lock. If you take cameraman, you're not locked into it. You can buy the detector upgrade later and just switch to it. Just having a look at some of the skills. Combat engineer will probably be important. Tag sense is good. Being able to see that sniper sight line. Cat's foal. Most of that movement will be good. Definitely the infiltrator stuff. Some of the gadget stuff. Okay. This will be the intro video for the series. I will play the first mission in the next episode. See y'all then. If you enjoyed this opening and tutorial, hit that like button or the subscribe button, or even leave a comment. They're all fun things to do, and I shall see you next time. Have a good one.